All right. Hello, everyone. It is Ben, aka the Fuseboxx, once again. We are here on Fuseboxx Engaged, and I have got another special guest today. I call her Kitty Flips, but she has given us her real name. Welcome, Christy, to the realm. What is up? Uh-oh.
I muted. Sorry. I try to remember those things, Your intro music blasted my ears. I was like, oh my God.
Excellent.
Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm happy to hang out.
Oh, absolutely. So, what do you do?
Well, what I do is I publish a comic satire magazine like Mad and Cracked was back in the day, but modernized for today's shit show we're living through. And we've been doing it since 2020, so that's the very, very basic story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I could talk about Flip City all day long, so I don't know. You got any questions about it? Would you like to see what they look like?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, cool. So this is the most recent print edition that we have in our hands. This is volume 22, but 23 should be here any day.
Oh.
Yeah, I love this one actually. I love them all, but I have a particular love for wraparound covers. So this one's volume 21, and it has a wraparound cover, and this was our fire heavy edition with that cover art being done by one of our longtime contributors named Pester Pooch. So just kind of judging by the covers, I think you guys can see what kind of way we might lean. And we're just so proud of all the artists that we work with. And the magazine is written very, very well with a somewhat recent quote, I think maybe about a year ago. Mike Barron calls it much funnier than Mad and Cracked. So that felt good.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. And he subscribed too, which might be even more important to me. I'm like, yes, sale. Ooh. Thanks, Mike.
I've streamed with him like once before, long time ago, on one of my many shill streams.
Was he on somebody else's channel? And
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
Mike's a great guy.
I was out there trying to promote Outlaw Nights. What's up,
Fanta?
Fanta wants a Fanta. Yes, indeed. So, let me see. First of all, I wanted to know, are you a fan of video games at all?
No. Damn. But I will, well, not that I'm not a fan. I just don't really do them. However, my daughter did get me into Skyrim, and I have played Skyrim and enjoyed myself immensely. And I told her, because she's the one with the Xbox, that's how she plays it. And she was paying the subscription for it. And I said, well, we both play this, and I really like it. Why don't you just buy the game? And she didn't, and she has stopped her subscription, so I don't get to play anymore. And it makes me sad. Because I really liked it.
Yo, she needs to get it. It's
she
been
does
out for a long time.
Well, yeah, and I think, I haven't played Skyrim in about 6 months, but I did get a little twitchy for the first couple of months after the subscription expired. And yeah,
yes,
maybe I'll go ahead and buy it and put it on our Xbox. But also, because we're publishing a quarterly magazine, I don't have much free time. And it's not that, and by the way, I didn't tell you, it's my husband and myself that are the publishers of the magazine. He is the main contact. He's the editor-in-chief. He's the writer, and he illustrates some portions of it. I'm basically the, grab the bullhorn, beat the drum about Flip City gal. So I do that in a lot of customer service and business management side. So my job is way less interesting than, everybody else that's involved with Flip City magazine.
Well, heck, I mean, y'all are a power couple.
But my point was that when I start getting into games and stuff like that, it does get a little exhausting for my husband because we have work to do. And he does let me have downtime. He's not, a tyrant or anything. But sometimes I do get a little too involved with games. And that may be a big reason why I don't even start.
That's probably the wise thing to do. Unfortunately,
as an adult,
I'm not that wise.
Well, I know, but you're also a boy. I think there's something about nope. I'm just gonna stop that right there because I know there's a lot of girls that game. But I'm super excited because also I've never really done much role-playing games in my life, but I've always wanted to do like Dungeons and Dragons. I just haven't found anybody that I could do it with. But I just started gaming, and we live stream it every Thursday morning, a game called Slaughterville, and it's been a freaking blast. I've only done 2 weeks, but I'm like, I just can't wait to like level my character up and keep doing more and more campaigns in it. I'm super excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's not a video game.
Well, I'm big into mainly video games that focus on story, because I'm primarily a writer, so I want a really good, compelling story. And
so as far as Skyrim goes, because that's the only thing I can, I know about. What do you think of that as far as storytelling?
Oh, I've always loved Skyrim, even though I am a little bit critical of Bethesda because part of what they do, because the games are all about your choices, how do I put this? They almost leave, they don't get too much into your character's personal growth. It's always about like you talk to somebody, you hear their personal story, and then you do a quest, and then it's like, okay, you're the best, you did it.
That is very true. There is no development of character in Skyrim.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, I understand that it's like, it's because you're customizing it yourself. But I feel like there's still ways they could incorporate more of a personal character to that. And they started to tap on that with Fallout 4, but they didn't quite go all the way.
Right. Also, I do want to take one moment to say hello to my friend Mike, the Comic Relief Crusader over on my channel. Hi, Mike.
Oh, yes.
He is a great guy.
Nice. Yeah, and I am going to share real quick the screen, because I think we should show off your website here.
Sure.
Is this on? Okay.
I see it.
So, Flip City, the new Mad Magazine, the new and improved Mad Magazine.
Yes, I'll agree with that. Yeah, so this is the homepage of our website, trying to, make it very, very clear that we are a print magazine, because I think that was. So we've been doing it for 5 years, and part of what I do is the marketing of the magazine. And it seemed to me for the first couple of years, because we're stumbling through it, we've never, published anything in print until 2020. And it seemed to me people just weren't understanding from our website that this was a print magazine, because you don't see print very often anymore, you know? So, I've been figuring out ways to make it quite clear this is a physical product, and I think it does pretty well now. You can tell, right?
So how without getting too, I guess, too personal or whatever, what is your reach exactly?
Sure. Yeah. So, I'll give you a little bit of backstory here. So, we came up with the concept of the magazine because, in our opinion, it needed. I mean, if there were any time in history that was absolutely ripe for, the reemergence of the comic satire magazine, it's right now. So, in 2019, Scott came up with the concept and brought it to me, and me being a very supportive wife said, let's do it, because his skills are really comedy writing and illustration, and we both have design skills. So it's like, okay, I know that we can do this on our own, at least at the very beginning. So we got our first magazine printed with the COVID relief money, which I think is pretty cool.
Ooh.
That's what actually allowed us to print our first 300 magazines. And then on top of that, we got really lucky and found a YouTuber that was right at the beginning of his major rocket upward to, not to famous or anything like that, but pretty popular over on YouTube. And he liked the concept. He loved that we approached him to ask if we could sponsor him, and he gave us a really great rate. He talked us up really well to his audience. His audience responded overwhelmingly, like really excited that something like this existed. And we, at that point, we didn't even know if we were going to be a print or digital magazine because, we don't have like endless amounts of money. We didn't even think about crowdfunding really back then. And anyway, we didn't know if it'd be digital or print. So with that COVID relief money, we bought 300 magazines and put both a digital and print single edition up, or a digital or print subscription. And I think about 97% of people that bought from our store from that audience bought the print. And from then on, it was solidified in our mind, okay, this is a print magazine, and we've never looked back. And then after that, do you know who Salty Cracker is? I don't know if you like only really focus on entertainment, or
I have heard his name before. I just haven't really heard from him.
Yeah, well, he's pretty popular, and we kind of found him right at the precipice, not the precipice, like the beginning of his trajectory upward, and he had a really loyal audience, just like the last guy. He loved what we're doing. He continues to love what we're doing, and that's where our second swath of subscribers came from. He's given us the most loyal readers and most hilarious. Like, you'd have to know Salty Cracker, and anybody that happens to be watching that know who Salty Cracker is. Yes, Corman, the salt must flow. The Salty Army is very, very loyal and very funny. They're the type of people that just share memes relentlessly and make the memes and stuff like that. So that audience has really appreciated what we've been doing over the past 5 years. We've been able to hang on to a decent amount of that audience that still supports Flip City. And then from there, sponsorship of, different channels, going on streams, blah, blah, blue. Just kind of getting our name out there. And at our peak, and this was before Bidenomics took effect, we had over 2,000 subscribers to the magazine, and it felt really, really good. But then Bidenomics hit, and a good amount of our cancellations after that, I'd say about 80% of cancellations were, I just can't afford the luxury anymore. And I'll come back once, we fix the economy. But once people leave, it's very hard to recapture them, and it takes a lot of effort to do it. Like, please come back. So that's basically where I'm at right now, is, trying to win back our old subscribers, hoping that, they have more disposable income, or their attitudes have changed because Trump's back in office and everything's going to be fixed. I don't know. But right now our circulation and subscribership is different. But between our print and digital subscriptions, and then also what's out at retail. It's about 1,100 magazines we're getting out,
Hey,
across.
that's not bad.
It's not bad, but
Better than I'm doing.
well, we've been at it 5 years. I don't know how long you've been doing it.
Probably about the same.
Oh. Well, we have 24 volumes.
There you go.
I don't mean, I just feel like I'm trying to fight with you, but I'm not.
I will fight you on this.
Okay.
No,
that
I'm
sounds
doing
good.
worse.
Well, we've done it very, very differently than, almost every independent publisher. It's because we made a different business plan, and we got really, really, really fucking lucky at the beginning. And that's why I needed to tell the story, is I know how lucky we got with those first couple of people talking about us and loving what we're doing and really putting their weight and their stamp of approval on, this is a cool thing and you should go check it out. Because I'm sure that the bigger somebody's audience is, I call it internet clout, the more clout they have, the more their approval means and the more sales you'll get. So we got lucky, we're blessed, and ever since Biden's taken office, it's been a lot harder of a process, because we basically came into it, derping our way through it and thought it would always be the way it was at the very beginning. And it's been a lot more of a grind since those first couple of big wins.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I think we all have been feeling that.
Okay.
Definitely. I noticed, because back in 2019, I launched my first successful campaign for Outlaw Nights issue 1. And then when I tried launching a couple years later for issue 2, there was a huge disparity there. It wasn't and so I've been completing the book on my own, and I've been trying to reach out to more people, I guess expand the audience as much as I can. But yeah, I think a lot of people kind of dropped off the scene during that time.
Well, yes, that's, so that's something that I've been contemplating. And I'm sorry, Fuseboxx, if I can just address something in the chat from Jonas Olsen.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a former subscriber, but it's crazy to get it to Sweden. Totally understand. I personally dislike shipping internationally because packages way more easily get lost or stopped in customs. I don't even know what's going on. It's really super expensive, but I have a solution. There's 2 solutions here. If you want to just support Flip City and get the digital subscription, it's only $30 for a year. Or we were recently accepted into Diamond Distribution. Go talk to your local brick and mortar comic book shop, or you might be able to order directly from Diamond itself. I'm not quite sure, but you can start getting your print Flip Cities again, basically through Diamond or your local comic book shop. You just need to go in and ask them about it. And we'd love it if you would, because of course that'll give us more sales. We could always use more sales.
And if anything, I mean, they can do digital.
Right.
If they can't afford the shipping.
Right, exactly. But I'm really kind of on a marketing binge of trying to get us into as many brick and mortar stores as possible. Because how good does that feel, to be in a store? It lends legitimacy.
Oh, most definitely. And yeah, it looks like the Cosmic Grandpa.
That's my producer that I was bragging about. Backstage. What's up, Cos?
He's talking about how good old COVID took a hit to his restaurant business, and it has not bounced back. Oh, Lord.
Right. Yep. Cos owned the oldest or largest, or maybe both, brewery in Pennsylvania.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do you like beer?
Well, I'm from New Orleans, so all we do is drink down here. But I quit drinking a few years ago, sadly. You know.
Now, sadly, because of health, and you just can't drink anymore, or what?
I liked it a little too much. Let's just say that.
Oh, okay. Well, stay sober, brother.
It's not easy in this city because literally our entire tourism revolves around alcohol. But that's why your producer could come down here and open up a brewery, and he'll do well. I promise you that.
Yeah.
There's no shortage.
Do you know that show Bar Rescue?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I just remember him going to oh my God, what is the cool area in New Orleans that everybody goes?
Oh, the French Quarter?
Yeah, the French Quarter. It was a failing bar in the French Quarter, and I found that episode to be very entertaining.
Yeah, there was a place that I used to go to on that show. It was called TJ Quill's, and it was failing, and they did the bar rescue thing. It became the Raven, and it still didn't do well.
Oh, really? I do, that's funny because I do wonder about those things. Like, oh, I wonder how these things go. And it probably, I do think that they don't follow the plan that was built out. Because we had, I didn't know this, but the area that I live in, one of the restaurants up here, we really loved it, was revamped recently, but we didn't know that happened because we saw it after it was revamped. And then I found out that, it did one of those shows, and it was really, after watching the show, and I'm like, yeah, it was the owners, because they ended up selling it because it still wasn't doing very well. And I'm like, yeah, it was definitely the owners, didn't follow the plan.
Yeah, and I think, that's also the challenge in this city in particular is like bars are everywhere. So it's like you got to compete to get attention.
Yes.
Much like the indie comic space.
Oh my God. Well, that's the thing too. And I do like going on streams with people that have been in the space a lot longer than me, because basically what I've been doing is I have passively watched Comicsgate from the beginning, and we were very happy to not have to really be in the space. Although I was going to tell this story too, because I've been contemplating, well, what would Flip City Magazine look like right now if we, did launch in Comicsgate and have lived through, its changes and weirdness. And I'm sure we'd be embroiled in a ton of controversy by now. It feels like we probably would be. But it's a scary space to me. Like, I basically like to talk to people in Comicsgate, and everybody's been freaking awesome and nice. But I get hurt feelings on social media too easily.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't want anybody to talk shit about me,
I kind of wish they would talk shit about me.
Okay.
Because nobody talks anything about me. Wait, isn't that Outlaw Nights guy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I was part of I was part of CG, I think in like 2018, 2019. And I'm still technically kind of a part of it, but I'm kind of on the fringe because I just find like there's been so much ridiculousness with like people like talking smack about each other and like, oh, this person does this person says this, oh, look at the DMs and all that. It's like, I don't care about any of that. Like,
right.
I'm 35 years old. I'm
You know what? Because I have, ever since starting to kind of network in the Comicsgate scene and crowdfunding and stuff like that, I contemplate a lot of stuff. that's going on and analyze it. That's like basically all I do. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, yeah, and I spend
Yeah.
I try to avoid spending time like looking at stuff, but I really do try. I'm also a very analytical person, so I try to figure out what's happening too. And I'm like, no, stop! You have a freaking magazine to publish. But uh, what was my freaking point? I don't even remember. That's what I do though.
I think it was that you want to stay out of the silliness.
Yes, but I want backers from it, you know?
Yes.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't
Well, if
want?
you
I want
if
them
you
to appreciate what we're doing, basically.
well, if you want, you and I, we can start a fake internet feud between each other. You know.
You know, I've been considering that. In fact, I don't know if you know who Carol Colors is. I was on a stream with her, and you know, she's fighting with somebody and blah blah blah. And then I'm like, "Hey, Carol, you want to beef on Twitter?" And she was all about it. I'm like, "I just met you."
Yes. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, my point did float back into my head for 1 second and then left again. This is Christy, by the way. I'm very ADD.
It's the way to be.
Is it? I mean, sometimes it feels like a superpower.
Yes. Do you want to? Is this a trailer?
It is kind of a trailer. I have titled it "Sane People Love Flip City Magazine," and it's cool people saying how much they love Flip City Magazine with a bunch of quotes and some animation. It's fun.
Well, I'm gonna play it if it's cool
Yeah,
with you.
do it.
Flip City is honestly funny. I mean, it's much funnier than Mad Magazine or Cracked because there's a bite to the humor. It's not all those cartoons are great, but some of the articles I read have been a real stitch. They're intellectual. They appeal to discerning people. It's not sarcasm. It's satire. And I urge you to subscribe to Flip City.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at it. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium. I hope everybody goes out and supports you guys and is part of the fun.
Several copies of different issues of their magazine to me, and I've been perusing them recently. As I say, genuinely satirical, genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun. For example, Flip City issue 7 features McCommunism, over 100 million starved, extreme Karening, and sexy Fauci centerfold, and it delivers on everything it promises, including, well, I don't know about the sexy part, but there's the Fauci centerfold.
That's sexy. Woo!
Oh, that was something we created for our 21st edition, and I just revamped it to kind of make it more usable across, you know, every campaign, because we made the decision with volume 18 to now crowdfund every new edition, and that's every 3 months. And I'm like, I can't do a trailer every 3 months, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I know that. I've been using the same 2 trailers for a couple years now.
Yeah. And this is basically my collection of, this maybe represents about 20% of the quotes that I've collected, because I obsessively collect quotes about Flip City Magazine.
Yes, indeed.
Part of my job. Babylon Bee doesn't like us. But
what?
I think, yeah, see, it was up on the right a little bit.
Wait,
Yeah, right there. Nope, down a little bit now.
I know
Down.
Tank Ferret.
Down. Yeah, he just gave me that quote, so I decided to put it in there.
Too edgy and vulgar for our audience.
Yeah, that wasn't nice. It hurt my
Really?
feelings. Yeah, this was basically when Flip City was a baby toddler, and I approached them for an advertising opportunity, and Seth took my money, and we had a conversation on the phone about what advertising package I would like. And I sent him a check, and the check was cash. And what I decided was to have the podcast talk about it and hold the magazines up, because this was also back when we're like, how do we make sure people know this is a physical thing? So we set it all up, and I sent the podcast, the 3 magazines that we had at that point, for them to hold while they're doing the pitch. And then something happened, and Seth emailed me and said, nope, we're not going to do it. And didn't give me any explanation. And I said, well, why? Like, it seems like, we're partners in crime. And he said, it's too edgy and vulgar for our audience. And I'm like, okay. And then I was sad about it for like a good, 5-6 months. I mean, not like crying or anything, but it sucked.
Yeah.
And that actually kind of marks the beginning of our adventure into realizing how controlled conservatives are, and learning about Conservative Inc. and how uncool conservatism is, because it's happened over and over to me. I get doors slammed in my face by people that I would think would really appreciate what we're doing. But we're so nonpartisan that they'll cancel us as well. Even though we're on the same side of the culture war, they'll stick their middle finger in our face if we say something that they don't agree with. And that's anti-free speech. And we're free speech absolutists and all that kind of stuff, like we thought others were. But turns out there's dicks on both sides of the aisle, like big ones, big canceled turds. And my attitude has changed now. I think I went through a process of grieving for about 18 months, trying to get people to pay attention. And when I would get the people to pay attention, it felt really good. Like James Corbett, if you don't know who he is He is
name.
He is one of the smartest, dry humor type. He calls himself an open source journalist. So and he's a truth guy. To get him, and he's probably one of my favorite people that do stuff like that. So to get him to like what we're doing wipes all the other bullshit away. Because I'm like, okay, I have major respect for you. And if he would have been the same way that Babylon Bee was, that would have really stung. But he wasn't. He really freaking loved it. So it's that kind of stuff, those little small wins, or that was a kind of a big win, really helped motivate me. And I encourage anybody that is looking to market your book, do it as much as you possibly can outside of Comicsgate, because that is just a small niche of your audience. And you got to be open to getting the door slammed in your face and then just moving on. That's a piece of Christy wisdom.
Oh, I mean, I can see that, and I am prepared to have the door slammed in my face. You know, I've dated a lot of women, so you know. But I'm reading some of these nasty comments.
Oh yeah.
Lord.
Oh, Brandy's is so gross. I got that one from Facebook.
Is that the Brandy?
Oh no, it's just some rando.
Oh.
Yeah, I responded to that review and asked her to film it. Or him to film it. You know, it's like this person says girl dick, so I don't know if the person is male or female or, you know, transitioned or
we
what.
know.
But but it was a great quote. I'm like, I did say, please film it. and send it to us. and then she didn't get back to me, or it didn't get back to me. I know.
I mean, Space Pirate Ivan, I can't tell if he's being mean or not.
No, he is a friend, and he actually has 2 subscriptions. We've become, you know what? I'm gonna dial it back a little bit, because he's an internet friend. You know, because the whole internet thing, and this was what I was gonna say about Comicsgate and what's going on, is I feel like me and you are colleagues, right? And we should treat each other with professionalism. But it seems like a lot of Comicsgate feel that everybody or certain people are friends. And so then cliques come in and battling and things like that. I don't view it that way. I view we are colleagues and should treat each other in a professional manner. And if everybody behaved like that, it would probably solve everything.
I don't know. We could probably bro down.
Me and you?
You
no.
and me. Yeah, we need to bro down.
Until we meet at a comic book convention or something like that and have a couple beers together, we will never bro down.
It must happen.
Let's do it. Well, that's something too. God, I have a list a million miles long. I'm sure you do as well, and that is on my list of something I need to do in 2025. I need to get to a physical convention, because that's something we've never done with Flip City. You know, it's like, I gotta
I've
get
only
out
been
there.
to one.
Okay, you tabled at one.
Yep.
How was it?
It was all right. I mean, my table was very pitiful looking. Everybody else had all kinds of fancy stuff going on. I literally just had the table and some comics, and I put one of my posters on it.
Yeah, I've seen those tables only in pictures, and and that's the thing too that I've heard is you kind of build your booth up as you go. But that's the thing too. Like, I don't want to go to a con and have a pitiful looking table. Like, I need the tablecloth. I need something behind me. And I think I want a magazine rack with all of our issues on it. And then whatever's stacked on the table.
So why is C.D. Smith being so personal?
Where's C.D. Smith?
Right there on the page. C.D. Smith 80.
Oh, that's definitely just a Twitter troll out, because that was something we were doing at the beginning as well, was the Flip City magazine handle was trolling people to get them to say shitty stuff about the magazine so then we could use it for promotion. So that's, yeah. But Space Pirate Ivan, anyway, yeah, back to him though. Yeah, he loves Flip City. He has 2 subscriptions and has been with us since 2021. So,
well, I trust all space pirates because that's what my books are all about.
Cool. I also know actually the story behind his handle. It's not because he's actually in space. It is, I guess, he was huge is huge into Burning Man, and you make spaces in Burning Man, and one of their things that they would do was go pirate other people's spaces and start decorating them and stuff, and it was a thing.
So now y'all are doing wordplay on me.
Well, yeah.
You tricked me. I thought this was a real space pirate. And...
It's so nice, it's so nice to have some relationships with our readers. That's another thing, and why I'm so excited to be networking in Comicsgate and start getting those backers and the people that want to participate in crowdfunding. Is these people actually get excited when the thing arrives and they post about it online, because that's been another kind of pain point for me, is getting our current readership to interact with us online and get excited when a new edition arrives and tag us and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, a lot of people don't do that, but I personally get excited when I get that notification and it's somebody holding the magazine or taking a picture of it or saying, oh, I like this part best. So I think that's probably why I'm most excited to be crowdfunding right now. And I'm asking people that are backing us during live streams and stuff, when you get it, please tag me.
Oh God, yeah.
it fills me with joy.
Well, I think that's a good way to segue into showing off your Fund My Comic page.
Okay.
So yeah, how long have you guys been up? Oh wow, 26 days.
Yes, and the way we're working with crowdfunding is we want to make it special and kind of a separate type of thing from our store, because we do sell all year long because we have a store and a subscriber base and all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to differentiate or make crowdfunding special. So we've done it in a couple of ways. When we're launching a campaign, we're going to do every time only 30 days. And I'm calling it our Down and Dirty 30-day campaign. And and we'll do it every 3 months. So basically it'll be campaign, 2 months off, another campaign, so on and so forth. So we made goal. We made goal thanks to Katie did. And,
most definitely.
And the people over there. We got a new backer last night during my stream that came over to watch Bacillus, and so I can't say we haven't budged since then now, because I got one more backer. And if you just look at the rewards, this ketchup 4-pack and ketchup 6-pack, this is another way we're differentiating it from our store. These are things that you cannot buy on our store. We don't do a ketchup pack on our store. We do different packages, but these are special to crowdfunding and will remain the same over, all of our crowdfunding campaigns. We'll do a 6-pack of our most recent and a 4-pack of our most recent. So it works for me. I think it's kind of cool.
Oh God, yeah. Let's see. And just for the one issue, $13, not bad.
And free shipping, y'all.
Oh my God.
Yeah, in the USA. Don't get excited in Sweden.
Dang. And 60 pages, God.
I know, and here's the thing, and you can let me know, because I am curious just from your own viewpoint, but I'll tell you this. Basically, because we have done the work of building up our subscriber base to a decent number, and we have a postal mailing permit, which makes mailing the magazine just over $1 a piece, we're basically passing that savings on to our backers. So because we're able to do offset printing and do it in a larger quantity, it brings our unit price way down compared to other independents. And also because we're sending it with our bulk subscription mailing, it brings the shipping down as well. So we're passing that all on to our backers. The thing is, and what I'd love to hear from you is, I don't want to piss off other indies because we're able to do this. It's not under. I don't want it to seem like we're trying to undercut anybody. It's just we want people reading the magazine, so it's only $13.
Oh yeah,
And
I don't think you would aggravate anybody. At least not anybody who's not petty.
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
I guess it's because I never think of it in terms of everybody's immediately competing with each other. It's we're all kind of just trying to make it in our own ways.
Yes, absolutely. And that was the other thing, while I'm trying to figure out how to crowdfund and everything, I'm I don't want to, plus we have a cover price, right? And so I don't want to blow out the cover price just to match what other indies are able to do or, have to do in order to have any kind of profit, which is have a $20, $25 book,
Yeah.
It's basically, we're passing on our own blessings to anybody that wants to back. So it's $13 and you get the current edition. And hello, Media Bear, my friend Dr. Clown over there. I think it was cool that I was able to stream to my channel. Look at everybody popping in over there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't you love that Macaulay Culkin?
I've been staring at it for the past couple minutes.
Yeah, that's by Dangerous Dave McDowell. He's been with Flip City since issue 4, and he's probably the most prolific artist in the magazine to date because he's fast and he is very, very reasonable in his rates with us. So, love that guy.
He's definitely got the caricature down.
Yeah, he's good. And very naughty if you go to his website.
Oh, lordy. Oh, Lord. $7 for the digital. Good Lord.
Good Lord. We want you guys to laugh.
I mean, dang. I mean, that is a deal and a half.
It is. Also, just that pull-out poster there. This is a really cool recent development. Is made by Jim Bob. You would recognize his memes if you ever look at memes across the interzones. But this is his first appearance in Flip City, and he's coming out. He's being published basically with a bang, and he gave us one of his most detailed pieces ever, and we're turning it into a pull-out poster with details on the back of a lot of the references in the poster. So 20 years down the line, you can open your Flip City and look at and be reminded of what these references are. And it's going to be like you will be able to spend between what we're doing with the references on the back and the actual art a good 2 to 3 hours with this piece, I'd say.
Wait, this is like a Where is Waldo?
Kinda, yeah.
But dirty.
Yes. In fact, there is 6 frogs hidden in there and 10 Bitcoin. So that's part of the game too.
And the world's most based crossword puzzle.
Every edition has that.
Ooh, lordy.
Yeah. That right there is what sold Riley on the magazine, because I guess he really loves puzzles, and he's like, oh my god, I need this. And he said, well, about how long would the puzzle take? And I'm like, well, for people that are online a lot and know a lot of cultural references, probably 3 to 4 hours with the puzzle.
Oh god, yeah, and me probably longer.
Yeah, like I don't think if I didn't know the answers, I don't think I could ever complete the puzzle. It really is a high IQ puzzle. My Scott does it. He's a very high IQ person. I don't know why he married me. I think it was my sense of humor. I just love that guy. He's so awesome. Anyway, he makes the puzzle and he's very good at it. And there's jokes in it, and it's just really fun thing to spend time with. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the entire damn magazine.
Well, you should be.
Yeah.
Ever loving serial killers.
That's a cool thing because this is also a brand new thing. We are doing a collaboration with Madness Comic Network and the people that live draw stream over there. And it was their idea. It came from... Do you know who Omer Glitch is?
I don't think so.
Anyway, it was his idea. And he had said during one of the draw streams to the other draw streamers, like, hey, you guys are friends with Flip City. Why don't we pitch this idea to them of them providing a topic to us to draw on? And it started there, and it snowballed to, it actually kind of being a contest, because we wanted to give them something for participating. So after all the art is submitted, we put up a public poll for people to go vote for their favorite, and the winning artist gets a free quarter-page size ad run in the same edition of, the one that we're publishing this in. So the first topic was what kind of people fall in love with serial killers, and the artists just get to go wild with it. And it's a really fun, weird spread, and it's a great collaboration because they submit the art and then we do funny little humorous write-ups to go with the art. And the first one turned out pretty fun and cool. So we're proud of that collaboration too.
Nice. And we got some trading cards of Elon, and that looks like Jeff Bezos.
This was a cool one because, wow, I have stories for fucking everything. But that was pretty cool because we a while back we were notified of a satire website who approached us through a mutual friend saying, "Hey, I really love what you guys are doing over there." And that website's called getwokeup.com, and they're Canadians. All right, Canadians. And we've just been developing a great relationship with the writers over there. From starting with, they would just write pieces, and then we would find illustrators to illustrate it or blah blah blah. Like basically, the relationship at this point is to where Get Woke Up is now doing design and writing and just submitting it, and it feels so good because that takes so much pressure off of us. To have a couple of pages basically donated to Flip City, and this big tech Pokemon piece is very funny. So thank you, Get Woke Up. And then basically we have a section with shorter form comic strips and stuff like that.
Nice.
And this is our very first ever stretch goal, $3,000. We're giving you issue 3 for all physical backers are going to get issue 3 for free. So you can basically see how we have developed within 2 magazines, see how much we've developed between, when we first started to now. Flip City's all grown up, and we don't have to listen to you anymore.
Yes, indeed. And you are going to be live for another 4 days.
4 days? No. What?
I thought.
Oh, wait. 26. But what? Is this a 31-day month?
Oh, wait. Wait.
It is.
Today's the 28th. Okay.
28. Oh, because it's counting today. It's counting today. Because it's not 6 o'clock yet. But I'm gonna give you. So here's something. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna admit. I think what is kind of a party foul because now it's not gonna be down and dirty 30. So I've recently met and have become friendly with Patrick Quinlan of Comicsgate Commandos, and I forget what his book's called. Anyway, he said, "Hey, do you want to come back on Comicsgate Commandos?" And I said, "Ooh, yes, please." And he's like, "Can you come on April 2nd?" And I said, "Oh, my campaign's going to be closed." And then he said, "Well, we could do it, like bump it up to Monday or this or that, or you can extend your campaign a couple of days." So I made the choice to go ahead and extend the campaign by 2 days because April 2nd is the day before my birthday, and I might be able to make people back the campaign on Comicsgate Commandos by invoking my birthday.
Whatever works.
Right? Anyway, so we're actually closing on the 2nd, so it's going to be our Down and Dirty 32, and number 2's like poo.
I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I'm not a writer of this magazine. That's the other thing that's a little bit pressure filled is I do very, very little writing for the magazine, but I do, I help, I muse, I come up with ideas and then pass it on to Scott, who does, the real great writing on it. But coming out and representing a satire magazine, I've been told by, colleagues in the space, when you go and, promote the book, you're really selling yourself.
Yes.
And I've gone back to him multiple times when like I'm at like 20 backers and like it's stalled and stuff like that. And I've been on many, and I'm not selling on live streams. And I go, people don't like me. In kind of a joking way,
Oh, I mean, I think, like, I know I've definitely gone through that phase where it's like, oh shit, nobody's backing, and it's like, who's that guy? Oh, the guy with the Outlaw Knights thing. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd really love to hear your story of how you knock on doors and like I just like hearing like insider information because like I said, I've gotten so used to door slamming in my face. I have no fear asking people to be on their streams anymore. I don't know how you feel about it, if you've been doing it a lot. Just tell me. I want to know.
I've been doing it for years. Like, I message people. I'm like, hey, I'm Ben. I'm a writer from New Orleans. I'm doing this comic series. Could I come pimp out my stuff on your stream sometime? And most of the time, I'll get ignored a lot. And then in some cases, like you mentioned Katie did. I have to mention this. So what happened was I had another X account that was basically I got scammed. And
I saw that like reports your old account. I saw that on your X. But go on.
So it's that I've been starting from the ground up basically with a new X account, and I think Katie must have thought that I was like a scammer or something, so she blocked me.
Oh.
So
Bummer.
if you talk to her sometime, just mention,
I
hey,
will. In
that
fact,
Fuseboxx guy, he's not a scammer.
You know what? What I'll do is I'll DM her. And I'll just say, listen, unblock this guy. He's actually real. I was just on the screen with him.
But
and I'm sure she will.
But it's, a lot of it is just I get ignored a lot, and then every so often somebody who's really cool will message me, be like, yeah, let's get you scheduled. And so I go on a lot of people's streams that way. And I've been trying to build up my channel, but it's like I'm very much a laissez-faire YouTuber,
I feel the same way about my YouTube. But although I made a commitment over a year ago to stream weekly, and I've stuck to it. That's how I do it.
I'm trying to now. Like, before I was mostly doing like either gaming streams or I was like doing little videos that I'd edit, which I might do again. Like, I mostly did that with like book reviews, but I'm trying to bring on more people to show off their stuff, because it's like I'm paying it forward because a lot of people have had me on. So
right. Well, and the reason I did start streaming was to do exactly that. It's like, if anything, it's just a good networking tool, and why I don't care so much if a ton of people are viewing, although I'd like them to view, because I've fallen in love with my show, because I haven't seen a shill stream like mine, because I'm staying within the realm of trying to be entertaining as well. So we have segments and do wacky stuff and all that, and I have fun. I like it. I like meeting new people.
Oh, me too. I'm just grumpy. That's all.
Are you grumpy? You don't seem you seem like a real nice guy to me.
And having a producer does help.
Yes, it is so true. Okay, with consistency. So at the very beginning, because I was so like, I don't want to stream. This is so uncomfortable. I've gotten comfortable by now, but I think within the first month, I canceled once, and both my producer and my co-host, they weren't mean and they didn't guilt trip me, but it was kind of like, oh, okay. And I just felt it. It cut to the bone. And I'm like, I'm never canceling again. That felt, no. It just work through it and stream every week.
Yeah, I was doing that for a good while, and then I kind of backed off, because I think most of it is that I was trying to grow the channel, and I feel like you really grow your channel when you have like a consistent type of like a specific topic you focus on and stuff like that. And the problem is I don't like, I like to talk about entertainment, but most of the stuff I like to talk about is older stuff, because like modern day mainstream entertainment is just abysmal. You know, like
Right. May I ask a favor, if it's possible at all?
oh sure.
And I really don't mean to sound like a dick, but is there any way we can kill the background music?
Oh. Come on,
I am
you know
so
you
sorry.
liked it.
I do not mean to like take over your show or anything.
You know you liked it.
Kind of. Yeah, I am a woman, you know. Which, by the way, I just brought up my calendar because I wasn't sure if we booked anything with you. Are you coming to visit my stream? Yes.
Yes.
On May 1st. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Prime
forget.
time.
Don't cancel.
Oh, I'm not canceling.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
that's also, you know, that is also going to be the day that we're going to launch Outlaw
Oh,
Nights issue number 2.
that's right. I remember, and that's a lot of pressure on me and my audience. Like, I don't have a huge audience. You know, what does feel good though is when I get kind of the more well-known names in Comicsgate, more people show up, and it feels kind of good. I'm like, I hope some of these people come back to other shows.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, I'm basically I'm going to try to get on as many streams as possible that day. And so, you know, cuz I want to really hit the ground running. Because yeah, Outlaw Nights issue number 2, we got the mailing list up still. If you have not signed up, I recommend that you do, because you will get access to exclusive perks on the email list. And yeah, you know, this is my Space Pirate Odyssey.
I
And
I believe I watched your trailer, but do you want to play it again?
oh, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Yes, indeed. Gets me every time.
Fuck, I muted. I muted. I
Every
don't know.
time
You
when
got
that
my
happens,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, when that happens, I keep thinking like, oh God, something's wrong with my computer. Oh God, I gotta fix something.
Oh, well then I'll remember to mute more often. Um so I'd love to hear like kind of your backstory in an abbreviated. I mean, I'm sure you have a very, very long story, and we'll save it for Creative Chaos because everybody has to come to that show. But I'd love to hear a little bit about your backstory and why you did this and how you found your artists and how it's been working with artists. Because you're just, I don't mean to say just a writer, you're a writer.
Well, you know, I am just a writer / handsome man, you know, and
Well, I wouldn't know because your camera's off.
that's because I had a webcam and I lost it and I haven't been able to find it. And then I was using my cell phone for a while, and now my cell phone won't, like, when I plug in when I plug in my headsets, the sound won't work for my microphone, and I have no idea what's going on there. So I am using my awesome microphone, and I'm going without my face, so I am now infamous.
I like it. That was very punny.
But yeah, I started paying attention to the indie comics scene probably in like 2017, 2018. And at the time, I had mostly been in film, and I had to kind of put that on the back burner because some personal issues developed that were preventing me from really going out there. And plus, I have to say, I don't really get along well with too many film people because, as you can probably imagine, there's a lot of political tensions and whatnot. And so, and when I was paying attention to the indie comic scene, I was impressed by how it was like, oh, wow, people like me who are creatives, who are telling stories. And I also love the fact that, I think it's cheaper to do comics than it is to do films. And so I was like, oh, why don't I give this a shot? I'm a screenwriter, but I can see about writing comics. And I pulled up I pulled up my final draft program, and I noticed that like the formatting for comics, even though it's a little bit different, it's very similar. So I was able to switch over no problem. And I had had this Outlaw Nights idea in the back of my mind for like 15 years.
Okay.
So I already had this thing ready to go. And when I made it, and when I reached out to some artists, and I got a response from, you know, the guy that was like my number one choice. And as we just started kind of working together, everything just kind of clicked into place. And I feel like the story works best as a comic than it did as like a movie idea.
That's really interesting because you actually you triggered a memory because I do talk on this a little bit. It is before starting Flip City, we were thinking of doing animation and putting it out on YouTube and hopefully build an audience. But I'm sure almost everybody knows how time intensive
Mm-hmm.
animation is, and we had stacks and stacks of ideas, and it's like that is really kind of what turned into the concept of Flip City was why don't we take these stories and start basically storyboarding them in comic form. And so that was the very first spark of the idea, you know. And
Yes, indeed.
and so part of the plan is to take things that have been published in short form from the magazine and start producing animation, like more animatics, and we have started that as well. And you can see a few of them on our YouTube. So we are continuing with the plan of what we're doing. It's just a slow roll because, of course, the magazine is number one, and we have to make sure it's getting out on time. So, but when we have any opportunity to turn something into an animatic or animation ish type of thing, we will do that. And it's been a freaking blast. Except for I get called up to do voiceover too often, and I don't, I've gotten better.
Hey, no, I want to do voiceover stuff.
Really? You want to hang
Yeah.
out on? Oh, well, that's the thing. We have to wait until May 1st because part of the show is you get Flip City branded, and that's at the very end. And what that comes with is invitations to come to our FAFO streams, and usually those are like reserved for opening or closing a campaign where we hang out with people we've met and we read Flip City content and basically fuck around and find out all night. It's really
Oh
fun.
yeah, I am down.
Cool. I love finding other people that want to do voices.
Oh God, yeah. Like I actually I want to do it professionally. I just need to learn how to actually like where I need to go to do that.
Right.
That's the biggest thing for me is I'm like where do people go? How do people do this?
Yeah. It is a fun scene. I really have been enjoying myself in Comicsgate because that was the other thing too for, the middle couple of years there, I was starting to get lonely. I didn't have any colleagues or friends or anything like that. And it's been a blast being in Comicsgate, and hanging out with cool people and going on more live streams and stuff like that. I'm like, this is what I needed, because it at least feels like I have a little bit of a social life because of stuff like this,
Oh, I know that feeling. I mean,
You said so
I
in
have a
DMs.
I have a mini social life. I don't have a big one. I have a couple of best friends who all act like old men, and it makes me feel like an old man. So I'm trying to be young again.
Well, are they in your age range, or are they actually old men?
Yes. No, they're my age. Like, we shouldn't be feeling like old men, but it's like, oh yeah, I gotta work. I'll see if I can hang out the next couple months.
Oh,
Uh,
that is really funny, because I've noticed that, because you're a millennial then. You're 35, you said, right?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that about millennials, and actually, so my daughter is Gen Z, and there'll be stuff like, I was not like how she is in my 20s. Like, I was partying hard, like
Oh yeah.
working 60-hour work weeks and still finding a lot of time to hang out with my friends and party. And my daughter and one of her friends, like, it blew my mind one day. I was like, well, why don't you go hang out with Melanie and do this and that? She's like, oh, Melanie just works 6 hours and she's exhausted. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I would have died for 6-hour days and they're in their 20s. And I'm like, you guys are losers. Like, go have fun.
Christy, I don't know if we can stream on May 1st because I might have to work 3 hours. And that's just that takes a toll.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that creative creative chaos closes out your first launch day. That would be very cool. And
Oh
maybe we
heck
can
yeah.
maybe we can get some backers. That I think there's been 3 of my streams where people actually backed during the stream, and I'm like, wow, that's super cool.
Oh god, yeah.
Um,
Definitely. I'm hoping the economy turns around soon.
Me too. I've heard egg prices have plummeted, but I have not gone to the store to verify.
Yeah, I haven't seen much evidence of that, but I'm in New Orleans, so I mean, yeah, our city's been horribly run since it was founded.
Well, I'm in California, so I feel your pain.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, God, you probably don't know this, but something, and it just feels like it was designed this way. We had a increase in our gas tax of over 60 cents per gallon
Oh,
at the
of course.
beginning of 2025, and I swear they were planning it for when Trump took office and brought the gas prices down to keep Californians, under the gas prices in California. They're such assholes. Like, it sucks because my dad lives in Utah, so I'll often go visit. And it's not like Utah gas prices are great, compared to the rest of the nation. But compared to California, I'm like, damn, this is only $3.
Oh
That's
god.
awesome.
Yes indeed. Well, let's see. We have yeah, we are at about an hour, almost an hour 14. So I think it is probably about time to wrap her up. I like to keep these things, about an hour.
I
But
understand.
where can everybody find you?
Well, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that at Kitty Flip City. And if you want to back our campaign, that'd be super duper. It's on Fund My Comic, and it's Flip City 24. So fundmycomic.com/Flip City 24. And if for some reason you're watching this replay after April 2nd, you can just go check out Flip City at flipcitymag.com. Oh, you can even read a free magazine there. So if you are unconvinced that we are the most hilarious thing in the world, we have a free magazine for you to go verify for yourself on
Amen.
flipcitymag.com. Yep.
Amen. And I am, of course, your host, Ben, aka the Fuseboxx. You can find me on Twitter at Fuseboxx7. You can also find me on Instagram at Outlaw Nights. And you can find me on Facebook under my real name, Ben Fuselier, Fuselier. If you like anything we had to say, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. And hell, if you didn't like anything we had to say, go ahead and hit the dislike button, because whether you love me or hate me, it doesn't matter. It feeds me. I thrive on it.
I
Thank
like
you.
it.
That's my tag, you know.
It's a good tag. All right, cool. Well, very, very nice to meet you, and we'll be in touch.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we will talk to you all later.